Was the worst year for a lot of us for our mental as well as physical health. So joining us this morning is best-selling author, coach, and fitness expert Lisa Goldenthal.
Hello and welcome. I'm Lisa G, your host. You're at the top of your game, yet the game is changing faster than ever. Strategies that got you here aren't the ones that'll keep you here. The pressure is relentless, and the fear of obsolescence looms large. That's why I'm here. Welcome to the new podcast series, Disrupted: How to Be Gritty and Unlock Performance. This is your chance where I sit down with today's tops in business, mindset, wellness, and success to help you master disruption and thrive.
Thanks for coming, and I'll see you soon.
Hey there, WholeCEO listeners. In this episode, we're diving into the art of laser focus in business with today's expert, the acclaimed author of Chaos. He's a powerhouse speaker, the brain behind the game-changing Accountability to Profit and Focus Yourself course, with his roots in finance and a standout 22-year tenure at CIBC, topped with Chairman's Awards. He's a titan in business leadership and pivoted to entrepreneurship in 2006, revolutionizing business coaching, arming business owners with the smarts to not just survive, but conquer the business world. His signature program isn't a business hack. It's a journey to sustainable success, helping you define, strategize, and celebrate the financial triumphs you're after. Get ready to be inspired on fire by the man who turned strategy into success. Meet James Burgess.
Thank you very much, Lisa. That was delightful. Appreciate that.
I'm so thrilled to finally have you here. I've been following your career for a long time. I think you're a total rock star. Entrepreneurs often hear about the importance of focus, but from your expertise, what is the true power of having a deep focus in business, and how does that manifest in day-to-day operations?
Great question, Lisa, indeed. And I think the best way to answer what it is and the power of what it has is to look at the antithesis of that. Everybody on your audience will be familiar with squirrel syndrome or the shiny nickel syndrome, and you put up your own hand. And I will suffice it to say, I have had occasion to suffer from each of those as well, or being the same thing. And as business owners, there's just so much going on, so much chaos, per my book title, that it's hard to know when we are allowing ourselves to be susceptible to one-off messaging that is actually the shiny nickel or the squirrel syndrome impacting us. And so what we do with Focus 31 with our clients is we have an incredibly unique approach to, as you put it, really deepen a client's understanding of what they're truly intended to be focused upon. And this is going to blow, like, I'm a business planning specialist. I'm a former banker. And yet our lead in interaction with our client in creating a business plan with them to get them to understand their vision statement, we actually use a hypnotherapy approach to have them go out and visit their future business 3 years into the future, experience it in real time, and bring it back. And the power of doing that is because when you're under hypnosis, and trust that I got to share with all of your clients or your friends and followers, there's nothing weird about hypnotherapy. We can't get you to do anything that you wouldn't otherwise do. The U.S. military proved that years and years and years ago, back in World War II, that you can't create super soldiers with hypnotherapy. But we use hypnosis so that we can remove negative emotions and negative and limiting beliefs, because those are the things that cause you to think you're focused on what you really want to create, but it's not the real thing you want to create, because the limiting beliefs and negative emotions hold back the truth from you. And so we allow you to set your conscious mind aside and explore from only your unconscious what the true possibilities are. And I have had business owners come back from this 5-minute exercise thinking they wanted to create a $250,000 coaching practice to discover that when all limitations are removed, their true focus is for a $3,250,000 business. And they're, I mean, I'm already warm, but I look the way they come back from that hypnosis experience. It's absolutely phenomenal. And imagine the difference a business owner has in terms of how they'll approach the future when it's $3,250,000 they want to get to, not just $250,000 in revenues. You just by that experience, you begin to up level your thinking as the business owner, because your intention is to be so much bigger than you ever even possibly considered your business could become. And yet you saw it. Your unconscious mind showed it to you. It's real. It is absolutely real. Now, the question is, I get asked a lot is, but will I really get to be $3,250,000? And I say, yes, if you meet all of the challenges brilliantly and perfectly along your path to getting there. And invariably, we don't respond entirely correctly all the time. And let me ask you, Ms. Business Owner, if instead of getting to $3,250,000 in the next 3 years, you got to $1,450,000, are you a failure? And the answer is always no, because I was planning to only do 250. You got me at 1.4 million, for heaven's sakes. I said, exactly. Because Michelangelo said the greatest danger we all face is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and achieve. And Michelangelo didn't get it quite right. The reality is, based on my interactions with far more current day business owners than Michelangelo can ever meet, is that the greatest danger we all face is not that we aim too high and miss, but that we aim too low and still miss. So let's aim high. Let's get every business owner dreaming the dream, pushing way beyond their personal expectations they ever could have thought was possible, and achieve more because they immediately start to up-level the thinking about their business.
Wow, that is just so powerful, because as an entrepreneur myself, I know that sometimes we all self-sabotage, and I know that what you're doing sounds so powerful and is so powerful because obviously it starts with a big vision and a plan. But we self-sabotage with the shiny objects and the distractions and the chaos at times without focusing on the plan and
Yes,
not getting distracted.
and we also self-sabotage because there's a strategy running inside of us, deep within ourselves, that we may be completely unaware of. It came into being sometime during our childhood. For example, I know in my childhood, I developed a strategy for the rest of my life that said I needed attention. I needed to always be in a place of being with people focused on me and what I'm doing. And as a result, at the age of 9, I got type 1 diabetes.
Oh my
And at
God.
the age of 55, I lost a toe. I won't go into the details as to why,
Right.
except that everything happened as a result of me looking for attention. And I realized that everything I did in my banking career was about getting attention. Everything I did within my household with my wife and my kids was about having their attention. And and with my business, like I would do workshops and nobody would buy from me. I'm a funny guy. I got all kinds of information. The problem was I was dumping too much. I was being too funny, breaking rapport. It wasn't about them, and I sold a goose egg. Now I'm all about my peeps. I'm all about business owners being successful. And as soon as I made that shift, my business took off. Absolutely took off. So you got to be aware of, yes, there's the shiny nickels. There's also the self-sabotage.
Yeah.
That we do because there's a secondary gain. We think we want to be successful, but there may be a reason why that we truly don't want to be successful, because there's a fear of that success because of something that happened in our childhood relative to success back there.
Yeah, I mean, that is such powerful stuff, and I believe 100% in who you are, and I appreciate the vulnerable share about how we all have our bumpy road to success. It's never how some people standing in their Ferrari want us to think a straight shot. That's never been my experience. So I want to dive a little deeper into having the intention you spoke about. Like, what does it look like for an entrepreneur to have a profound understanding of their business intention? And how should these intentions resonate with their life's primary objectives?
Yeah, chapter one of my book, by the way, I'll give a website out to everybody that they can get a free downloadable version of it. Chapter one is all about establishing your life's primary objective. And this is really about ensuring you haven't created a conflict in your life.
Right.
If your business is about business owners and business planning, and your life's primary objective is about travel and experiences, there's a risk that those two just can't come together. And I'm just using an obscure example. And when your personal life and your business can't merge successfully,
Yeah.
then you're creating a conflict within yourself, and one of them's going to break. And unfortunately, what business owners, especially the male business owners, typically do is they break their family life for the sake of their business experience,
Right.
because they need to be, success. Somebody told them they need to be absolutely successful business owners, and the family will look after itself. Well, that's wrong. Women, on the other hand, they don't make that decision. They will say, oh, no, 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 both are going to happen. And you get into overwhelm, and all relationships start to become impacted because you can't separate one from the other. And, and so when you can find an understanding of why you exist. For example, I grew up in a small business household. My father built buildings in the Toronto skyline. They're still there. I can take my daughter down to Toronto with my granddaughter now, and my daughter only got a couple of years to experience her grandfather, but she can go to one of the buildings he built and ride the elevator where he broke his back when he fell down an elevator shaft and shattered it, but with construction accident. She can go to the one of the towers in downtown Toronto, one of the banking towers, where my dad's last position was as a consultant to the chairman of that bank on the building of his tower. Or she can go shop at Creed's in the basement, in the main floor retail area of the Manulife Center, one of the first projects my father built. She can share in his legacy. The impact on me as I was traveling through Toronto one day was, I'm a former banker and I've got a business. Goes back to about 2007, 2008. I've got a business not going anywhere. What's my legacy? My daughter can have her grandfather's legacy, but what's her dad's legacy? And I had to pull over. It almost brought me to tears to think I'm not leaving anything behind. And then it
Wow.
came to me, and it was a major shift in the approach I took to our business. The legacy I want to leave behind is thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands more business owners made more successful because of their indirect or direct interaction with myself or Focus 31. And I took it so far as to create an avatar of that experience. I see my daughter walking along the Champs-Élysées in Paris, and a woman, Maria, with a beret comes up to her and says, "You look like the daughter of James Burgess. I've seen you on stage with him." And my daughter confirms it. She said, "Would you just do me a favor? I don't know if your dad's still alive or not, but if he is, would you just pass along the message that even though I never worked with him, I read the book, and his book helped me get more focused and eliminate the chaos in my business, and just please pass that along back to him." That's what I hold every single day. And as soon as I thought about that, I started thinking about, how do I have impact on thousands of people? Write the book, right? Give away a course, um, offer a positive experience promise guarantee so that the clients always get an excellent experience with us, or they don't pay us for that experience. Put articles out, and get on stage and have master. It all started to layer on, and I know I've had an impact on at least my first 5,000 small business owners, and I'm not done yet.
Wow. Well, I really like how it rings true to me that you're practicing what you preach when you talk about authenticity you are sticking to your own mission statement and your own vision of what your legacy is going to be. And what a great family legacy you come from, where you can see the actual physical building, but
Yeah.
to make an impact is such a powerful thing. And I can see that when you're talking about being congruent between what your vision is and the work that you're doing, that you're practicing it yourself. And I know accountability is something we both believe in quite strongly as, okay, so you have your vision, you have your mission statement, you know you shouldn't be getting caught up in the shiny objects and you should just focus. But how important is accountability in the process of actually making stuff happen?
I call it doing the do, right?
Right,
You have to have the accountability to do the do. And it's, you know, as a business owner, you're when you start out your business or part, anywhere through the journey, when you look back, you'll see the things that you did do, obviously. And in amongst all the things you did do, there were also important things that either took too long to realize you should do, or you abandoned them because they just weren't things you wanted to do.
right.
And account when we talked earlier, it may have even been an email follow-up, you asked, how can business owners hold themselves accountable? And my answer is today for all of you, you can't. You cannot hold yourself self-accountable because it's all you're doing is holding a mirror up. And when you hold the mirror up, all we see is ourselves. And so you'll only do those things that you believe you think you need to do and can do easily and effortlessly, versus the hard thing. People don't just naturally go do hard things when it comes to their businesses. People who want to climb Everest, it's a really hard thing, but they do it because they want to climb Everest. They have a passion to climb Everest, right?
Right.
Business owners typically avoid those things they know nothing about, or just don't have the wherewithal to learn and do, and may even have a mindset that they can't do something, or have a fear of taking action against something. And all that thinking holds us back from getting to our success sooner. I've seen business owners who worked with me for a bit and then left because they wouldn't face the challenges that were in front of them. And they thought they could pivot their business away from what they were intending to do and reinvent themselves and start again. And oh, lo and behold, what happens? They hit the same challenge again. And so they pivot and they hit the challenge. They pivot. I'm trained in NLP as a master practitioner. NLP 101 goes along the lines of what we do some of the time is what we do all of the time. You cannot pivot because anything you face and don't break down and break through, you will face again after the pivot. And all you're doing is, if you think of a right angle triangle, why not just break through it the first time and go straight at your goals rather than shifting all the way down along the Great Wall of China and have to make your way back along the linear line of the right angle triangle. It's a whole lot longer distance and a lot more painful. Everybody should have a coach. So Tiger Woods, I think, had 6 coaches in total to make him the best golfer in the world when he was doing
Right.
that. Jack Nicklaus had coaches, I have no doubt. Um, you know, all athletes have multiple coaches, and even the amateurs, like our kids, we sign off on our kids working with coaches to be to be better baseball, football, hockey, soccer, doesn't matter. They all have coaches, and yet as business owners, I don't need a coach. I'm fine. I don't need a coach. I've got a coach. I've I've got a coach. I know I need a coach. I can't say everybody should have a coach if I don't have a coach myself. It's ridiculous because you know what you know, you don't know what you don't know. And when you discover what you don't know, you need the coach to push you and encourage you and support you to use it and move forward towards your objectives.
I couldn't agree with you more on that note. It's such a wonderful note to end the conversation on, but I just want to ask you as our final question, do
Yeah.
you have any further, one last tip on how to be unstoppable in business?
Oh, I got a bunch of them. So I love famous quotes, and Benjamin Franklin is one of my favorite. And I think it's a great way to end on this. Benjamin Franklin was purported to have said, the world is made up of three kinds of people: those that are immovable, those that are movable, and those that move. I just want to encourage all your listeners, go move into action. And then along with Benjamin from in the past, I'll go to the greatest universal business coach the universe has ever known, who once said, uh, uh, "Try not, do or do not. There is no try," and that's from Star Wars 5, Master Yoda. Take the word "try" out of your vocabulary. It's an approval to your unconscious mind that it's okay to fail. I mean, imagine getting on a plane and having the pilot say, "Well, we're moving from Chicago to New York, and we're going to try to get you there. Not on time. We're just going to try and get you there." I'm sorry, I'm heading for the doors and I'm getting the heck off of that plane, right? There is no try. It is a message to your unconscious mind. It's okay to fail. So take it out of your vocabulary. Stop trying. Just do the do, and be in motion every day for the success of your business. And have that vision right there, and reach out and grab it every single day that you can.
Wow, that is my favorite quote. Do or do not do. Do the do. There is no try. Where can people find more James Burgess? I know I met you on LinkedIn, but where can we find this Focus 31?
Sure. The website is extremely easy to get to. Focus 31, the number 31. There it is over that's my right shoulder. .com, focus31.com. All of your listeners are welcome to grab a copy, a free downloadable version of my book. It's not an ebook. It is a real book. I have 300 of them left pre-COVID in my garage that I'm waiting to get back on stages to give to people. For now, it's the downloadable version. You can get it at chaosthepoweroffocus.com. That's chaosthepoweroffocus.com. Encourage everybody to get it. There's some really powerful chapters on life's primary objective, business planning, measurement, accountability, all the things we've covered today, and mindset as well. I think you'll enjoy the read. I've told by tons of people that it's just been a lot of fun and help them get more focused and eliminate the chaos in their businesses. And you can always email me at james@focus31.com as well.
Well, I am going to get one of those books. Thank you so much, James. It was wonderful to have you on WholeCEO with Lisa G.
My pleasure, Lisa. Thank you for having me.